there are certain struggles and pain points that you keep on facing over and over again in your life, and you cannot seem to overcome them. So is ayahuasca a solution to create this new you that can handle this situation? So let's take a deeper look on how ayahuasca works and how it can work for you in this challenge. So let's say you're experiencing a certain problem in your life. It could be your health, it could be your romantic relationship, it could be a family situation with conflict with your parents or your kids, it could be financial hardship, it could be an emotional struggle within yourself. And for whatever reason, you just cannot figure out, like, hey, how I'm not getting this right. And you're very aware of the physical manifestation of the problem. You're facing it on a regular basis, but in most cases, we are not aware where it's coming from. And I believe there is an equation to life. There is an equation to being well off financially. There's an equation to having a happy, fulfilling romantic relationship. There is a equation for health, and it's most likely you are not aware, on cases myself as well, to the recipe that creates that level of success in each area. And most likely, it's also very easy to blame others, to blame your romantic partner, to blame the economy, to blame life, to fall into the victim mentality. But this is just in a way just running away from the real problem. And the real problems for your problem is you. And by taking a deeper look at that equation, by becoming aware of your shortcomings, by your blind spots, you can now change the equation and create different outcomes for you in your life. But it goes deeper than that. Our state of consciousness influences our life tremendously. And most of us think we have very individual, unique thoughts. The truth is, if you take two completely different individuals who are in the same state of consciousness, let it be anger, let it be pride, shame, guilt, or even gratitude, if they are in the same state of consciousness, they will experience very similar thoughts. Dr. David Hawkins talks about it. He's an absolute master in his field, a map of consciousness. I really recommend his book, Letting Go, as well. And I think we are also aware of the equations that your thoughts create your feelings create your actions, and then your actions create your results. But what is missing in that equation is your state of consciousness. And let's say you are in a state of consciousness, you will have a certain thought processes, feelings, actions, and results. And I would even argue that the state of consciousness that you are in influences your thoughts a lot more than even the results. And imagine how much of a different results you would be getting if you would not approach a family conflict with anger, but with gratitude, love, and compassion. I think we can all agree that our thoughts and feelings create our personality and our personal reality. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks a lot about that as well. So, how do I change now my thoughts and feelings? And one way to do it is through affirmations. However, for affirmations to work, you really have to feel it. If you just say, oh, I love myself, I love myself, and I love myself, it's not going to be effective. You really have to feel it in your core. The other one is also through actions, right? You could feel unmotivated, slow today, but if you start doing some push-ups, if you start doing the first calls, if you start writing the first email, you can create momentum for yourself and start changing as well. And the last one is to change your state of consciousness, which in many cases is especially difficult. Because if you think about a person who is angry, and if you will tell that person, hey, stop being angry, in most cases that person would even become more angry because the person doesn't feel validated, doesn't feel listened to, doesn't feel appreciated. So it's really an inside job, and it's not an easy thing to change our state of consciousness. Also, it's important that in many cases that anger or shame or guilt is not created through a conflict with your romantic partner or your family, or through a struggle financially. It's actually things that you, let's say you carry shame within you, you carry guilt within you, you carry anger within you, and those things on the outside, they trigger that anger, that shame that you carry within yourself. So it helps to know that those things on the outside, in a way are a mirror, a reflection of what we carry within ourselves and what we need to clean up and heal in our life. And through the extraordinary state of ayahuasca in a ceremony that you can connect with, you can start purging those lower dense energies in your body and your energetical body as well. So you do not resonate with shame, guilt anymore. That you look at it, that you've been carrying it within yourself, that many things it's thought, it's wrong thoughts or belief systems that were installed in you that are based on lies, that are based on assumptions which do not hold truth. And by looking at those things that we carry within ourselves, by feeling through it, by going through it, we purge it. And that way, you are not going to be creating your life out of a state of consciousness of shame, guilt, anger, but you can start creating it out of love, gratitude. And when you are in those higher states of consciousness, life is gonna flow a lot easier. It's gonna be less resistance, more harmony into your life. And I think it's also important to check oneself, because it's easy to say, oh no, I'm so successful in my life because I have so much anger and the anger motivates and fuels me. And it could be a correct statement, but don't you think you could also be fueled by self love, by gratitude, by wanting to provide for your close ones, your loved ones? So I think it's also important to understand that each state of consciousness believes this is the only way that I can survive, that I can become successful, that I can live in this world. But there are a lot of other states out there that you can connect with, out of which life is going to be a lot easier. So by shifting your state of consciousness, ayahuasca can help you shift into a new you, create new thoughts and feelings, new actions and new results in your life. And of course, it's also important to add a disclaimer. It can be that you purged certain low states of consciousness within you, but it's then very important to keep on working on yourself to create that new you and not fall back into victim mentality, fall back into whatever is familiar to yourself, but know that there are different ways of being as well. And to establish that as your default system takes a lot of energy to create, that takes a lot of focus, but it's possible. And ayahuasca can assist you in that journey. It's not an easy one, but it's very rewarding, and it can really help you with those things that you feel stuck on, that you cannot go further within. And so I really wish you the best. If you want to go on that journey, you're more than welcome to come to Colombia to experience it. Also, I recommend you watch the video Ayahuasca is a mirror to your soul. It talks more about what you carry within yourself, can be shown in your ceremony. Also, like and subscribe to this channel, comment on it so more people get access to this type of information. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.